Hello again, all my fishalots out there. I'm John with Fishing with Johnny Fishalot, and in this episode, I'm happy to bring to you some great striper fishing here in the dead of winter. So let's talk about some dead of winter cold water striped bass or rockfish if you live by the DC area. So throughout this episode, I'll discuss 4 reasons why you shouldn't pack up your gear just yet and why you should be looking to get out there on the water and catch yourself some really nice fish and have some really good fun doing it too. And stick around at the end of the episode where I'll give you a 5th tip, let's say a bonus tip if you will, of something that's really overlooked by a lot of fishermen out there in the wintertime that I think a lot of folks are missing out on the potential of really getting yourself a trophy fish. So stick around, and of course, let's get into it.
And now look at that dead of winter, beautiful morning right there. Yeah, it's cold, but the winds have died out. It's a nice winter day, and we're going to catch plenty of fish on the clips that I show you. And for the clips that you're going to see in this video, they are brought to you compliments of Captain Joe Tkach of Let's Go Fishing Charter Guides and Captain Greg Shute from ifishmd.com. So I chartered both of these gentlemen to take me winter fishing. These conditions are not conducive to kayak fishing as I normally do because it's really running and gunning, and both captains ran over 60 miles in order to put us on top of fish. And it was a great day. It was a great winter day. And so let me know in the comments below, by the way, what is your drop dead temperature for when you pack up your gear and call it a day for the winter season? So just let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. For me, it really doesn't matter. I fish when I have ice on my eyebrows, when the spray of the sea is actually freezing to your nostril hairs. To me, it's all good so long as I'm catching fish. I'm happier than a clam. I'm just curious for your feedback. Be curious to get that conversation going. And all right, this brings us to our first lesson here of why you guys shouldn't necessarily pack up all your gear for winter fishing, and that is that you have far less fishing pressure when it comes to the cold. And you can tell right here, we're starting to jig. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and there's just not another boat out here. And so many times when you're fishing, human beings running their boats, running over fish, running into the birds, you name it, causes fish to go deep, causes fish to get lockjaw. I can't tell you how many times I've been out fishing, and just fishing pressure has caused the fish to not bite or not want to cooperate. So the wintertime is a great opportunity to take advantage of the fact that most people are going to be staying home, and you get the entire bay, ocean, river, you name it, all to yourself, and you could really take advantage of some active fish in the wintertime. And another great advantage to winter fishing is that so many of these fish are just going to get schooled up in this cold water. This happens in rivers. This happens in lakes. This is going to happen in the Chesapeake Bay, as you can tell right there. That's about 40 feet of bait with striper mixed in between the bait, feeding on them, driving them up, doing their thing, and there's huge schools of striper out here as well. So when you find a big school, you highly increase your odds of catching fish. And that goes for fishing anywhere. 90% of fishing is just finding active feeding fish. No matter what kind of bait you have, you could have the best bait in the world. You could have the best lure in the world. You could even buy a magic lure from the same shop that Jack bought his beans for his magic beanstalk. And unless you find those fish, you are not going to be able to catch them. And so a great advantage to winter fishing is you find a few fish, you're usually going to find a big school of fish, and you could usually catch a lot of fish, maximizing your time out on the water and really giving yourself a good time. And all right, so point number 3 here of why it's so great to continue to winter fish through these cold winter months is that along the same lines of these fish schooling up into very large schools feeding on the same bait is that you will get a variety of sizes of these fish in these same schools. And that makes it really fun. So if you find one school of fish, you'll catch really small schoolie fish like you see right here. This is not a big fish by any means. This is what we call schoolies. You throw him back, and then the very next fish, you could have a pretty nice resident fish, 26 to 28 inches, something in those lines. And then, of course, you'll see this next fish here is going to be a really nice 32 plus inch size fish. And we caught them on the same drift, on the same school. So it makes it really nice when you're winter fishing in that you catch the smaller fish, the really nice kind of resident fish, your bigger fish, and even your trophy fish. You will catch trophy fish in these same schools. So that is a really nice benefit of you find one school of fish in the wintertime and you could catch just about everything. Bringing us to point number 4 for why you should continue to fish in these cold winter months is it's just fun, so don't be discouraged by having to release these fish. So again, this is a Chesapeake Bay. You are allowed to striper fish, but you do have to let them all go. Don't worry about the meat. Let the fish go so you can catch them a different day. I mean, look at this. Weather is beautiful. Yeah, it's cold, but you're getting a bird show. It's like Wild Discovery Channel out here, and it's just a lot of fun. And of course, if you're getting value out of this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. This way, when I post new content, you'll be notified. Number 5 is don't be surprised at how many trophy fish come out of the dead of winter. There are plenty of reports in the Chesapeake alone this year of 50-plus inch fish caught in just really cold water temperatures. And again, they're mixed in with a lot of these fish that we're talking about. I myself personally have caught all my largest fish in the dead of winter. I love wintertime fishing, and I just seem to have the best luck with the biggest stripers that I could catch. And of course, fishalots, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to smash that like button and share this with some fishalot friends of yours. Let's try and get as many fishalots out there as possible to enjoy this beautiful winter weather, loaded with fish. Just pick your day. It couldn't be more enjoyable. And of course, I'll be sure to list all the equipment we typically use for striper fishing in the show notes below or in the description below, so please make sure to go ahead and click around and check that out as well. And also, make sure you click on these end cards where you can find some more helpful tips and tricks from fishing with Johnny Fishalot. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys out there on the water.